so deep and so wide, so open and free. When love is revealed, all beings are healed so naturally. When you let go of fear, the truth will appear so simple and clear. When you let go of fear, the truth will appear so simple and clear. Let your light show the way, forever to stay in this circle of friends. Let your heart be a guide to lead you inside where love never ends.
Good evening, beautiful family.
When you let go of fear,
Sunday
the
afternoon.
truth will appear so simple and clear.
Beautiful song of our brother Nick Barber.
When you let go of fear, the truth will appear so simple and clear.
Here with me.
And when love overflows, you can only let go and be swept out to sea. This journey will end where it started, my friend, in the heart's mystery.
When you let go of fear. Hello, beautiful family. Hello, Iliana. I love. Namaste. Beautiful. Who is else with me here today on a beautiful, cloudy, kind of like wintry feel Sunday afternoon? Hello, brother Shane Yule. My beautiful brother. Let's take the music down now. Thank you, Nick Barber, for the beautiful song. Heart's Mystery is the name of the song. Hello, Chris. Hello, brother Chris. Good afternoon. Clara from Sweden. Hello. Kylie. Hello, hello, hello. Who else? Katrina. Awesome. Ruth Camp is in the house. Awesome. Dawn. Haley. Michelle Marocchi. Awesome. Who else? Who else? Let me see your names. Mookie. Hello, beautiful Mookie. Sending you my love. And Kali. Hello, Rasta. Rasta from Ballarat. Keeping the fire burning and alive. Who else? Sophie. And Maggie. The free Maggie up north. Woohoo! It's amazing. Since we started our community, I think I've already assisted around maybe 6 or 7 people migrate out of Victoria. So, here I am, allowing you all birds to fly free. Hello, Tiffany. Hello, Lean. Hello, Charlene. Lean and Charlene, you rhymed together. You came into the same moment at the same time. That's awesome. We survived another week. And, I gave you quite a bombastic picture for this live stream to reflect upon. There was a lot of hidden messages there. And it's, it may be hidden, but it's in your face. It's going to be a big topic of today. And I thought it was time to bring out a shirt that I got myself some time ago, but I never really wore it until now. It is time for the energy transformation of Bitcoin. Yes, baby, we're going to talk a bit about Bitcoin today because Bitcoin is up on this astrology and in the energy of all that is going on. And it's up in the market as well. As we're talking to you now, Bitcoin is kind of smashing through there. It passed the $13,000 and it's now touching the 13.3. Most likely we're going to climb up to the area of the 15, higher 14, 15. Then we have a bit of a cool down before we head off. But hey, this is just a speculation. No one knows what Bitcoin does because Bitcoin does whatever it wants to do. That's why the hodlers are the real winners. They just hold. Hello, Peter. Hello and present. Hello, awesome. So yeah, this is the shirt of today. The energy, Uranus, the molecular, the Bitcoin, the cryptography, the transformation, the evolution, the changes that are happening on the earth, in the financial system, in the economy. It's on the astrology. It's on the charts. We are getting there now, family. We are really getting there, and there is always a lot to share. Quite a few cycles for me to share with you today. Quite cool cycles to reflect upon and to kind of meditate on. So you might want to have a bit of a a notepad next to you and kind of write down those points, the cycles that I'm going to present to you, because once you'll be able to sit with them and integrate it in your own personal time of what does it mean for you, what happened to you around that time, how is it relating to now, this will give you a lot of insights into your journey. It's always nice to be here with you. It's always nice to connect, because that's the thing we are lacking of, our connection, our physical connection. Shalom Achi, my beautiful brother from Israel. Shalom Guy. And hello Simone as well. Awesome, awesome, awesome. This is so nice, This is so nice. Because this week again brought me the nostalgic memory of how lovely it was to just see my community every week, see the faces, hug and see and connect and talk and share. And, we have adjusted well, but we're definitely missing some things, definitely. Hello, Petzien. Happiest of Sunday to everyone. You wishing us good? May you all be well and having wonderful experience of growth, love, and acceptance. Fantastic. That's what it's all about. Hello, beautiful Jeneline. And hello, Jess. Welcome to the live stream. There's a nice gathering here today. Awesome. Now that the footy final is over. Oh my God, what happened there last night? I don't know. Probably some of you don't follow footy, but most people do watch footy, Australian footy in Australia. And that was just scary. The injuries, I was literally holding my head between my hands saying, oh my God, he's out, he's gone. Like, 2-3 players were like knocked out into the ground. You could see them unconscious for a moment. That was so scary. I looked at Mali and I told him, listen to me, you are never going to play footy. You see that? That's why. Never. Crazy people. That was so intense game. Like, it was amazing game. It was really amazing game, one of the best footy games I watched. And I'm not a big footy fan, but it was really dramatic and full on. But the injuries was scary, and that was like, it was interesting as I was watching it, because last night at 1:27 a.m. we had Venus trine Saturn, and this was around, like it still is now present, around our relationships, our values, our physical health. Our money and of Venus, and when it's trine Saturn in Capricorn, it's kind of like we need to establish the right commitments, the right boundaries. What are we committing to? What are we kind of like? What is for the long term that I want to commit to, and to kind of really invest in for the long term, and what's not. And there was this story about that player of Geelong, that this was the last game of his career. Obviously, he wanted to finish it in a big bang and win the finals, but he didn't. And he kind of, in the first quarter, he injured his shoulder very badly. The left shoulder, the ability to receive love. Because he was about to let go of something that he loved and was a part of his life for 15 years. I'm using him to show you like a use case, so you could kind of measure it to your life. And he injured himself in the first quarter. And then like he went down, and I was like, oh my God. And then obviously, they gave him some injections in the dressing room, like forget about the pain. It's your final game. Let's do it, and put some plasters on his shoulder. And he was all game long playing, and you could see he's suffering. And he fell on the shoulder again, and he continued playing, and he fell on the shoulder again. And I was thinking, oh my God, you are going to regret this game for the rest of your life. Because here you are committing to your family, you have a young baby, you decided footy is no longer for me, I'm out. But because it's your last game, this commitment, long-term commitment you had of your Saturn over the last, few decades of your life, since you were a child, you're trying to be a footy player, Saturn is now in the same place of 30 years ago. As a child, you grew up, you became, and here you are on your final game saying goodbye, and you don't get the message from the universe. It was like you're injured. From now on, it's about your physical health, it's about your body, it's about your well-being, and you sacrifice that for the sake of playing the last game until the end. I was thinking, oh, this is a classic one. Of like, okay, here you are committing to the game, committing to your vow to play the final game, but you're gonna suffer because of this for the long term after. So that was kind of a nice kind of way of looking at it. There's a lot to talk about. The weekend that's just passed is passing, and the last week that brought us here. Quite intense energy. I said it's going to be an intense week last Sunday, and so it was an intense week. There was waves of edginess, wave of frustrations, wave of anger, wave of upset, and all the valid reasons were there. There was potential for arguments, for explosions, for it was like the week where last week Mercury opposed Uranus for the second time, and is retrograding, and it's in Scorpio, so it's around the secrets, the hidden, things are bubbling up from underneath the surface, coming up for confrontation. I'll stop for one moment to say shalom, beautiful door from Israel. We've got 2 brothers from Israel in the house, awesome. And Mookie, I missed your warm hugs too. Yes. Interesting. 2 nights ago, there was like a headline, businesses preparing to go back to activity. Suddenly you see commercials of all the big kind of the Kmart and the Bunnings, and everyone's like, we missed you, Melbourne, because we haven't made money. We really missed you. It's like, okay. And then suddenly yesterday, the opening of next week might not go according to the plan because there is new cases in Victoria rising. And I was like, here we go. Mercury retrograde, misinformation, miscommunication, saying something, then, oops, sorry, regret, bring it back. It may not happen because we still don't know what's going on. We had a misunderstanding, misconception. It's classic, and it's in Scorpio, so it's kind of like, we're not going to tell you the real truth. We're hiding the truth. There is a secret. There is something behind all of this, but we can't really tell you what it is, so we're going to kind of tell you something to guide you to a comfortable place, but then we're going to have to explain to you something, and it's all Mercury retrograde in Scorpio. What is really going on? And all this time, we are now in the official build-up of Jupiter-Pluto. That's it. This is the highlight of the next couple of weeks of Jupiter closing in on Pluto for the 3rd final time. First time in January. Second time was in May. Now comes the 3rd time, So Jupiter, more, louder, magnified, a lot of Pluto, pandemic, death, end, suffering, pain, fear, the underworld, but Pluto is not like I always say, it's not, don't think like, oh, he's the bad guy, we should all be afraid of Pluto. No. Pluto is representing the archetype of transformation and evolution by confronting and facing fears, by confronting the traumas, by doing the deep roots, like going into the roots of your psyche, and like, what is this, what is that? So now, and I said it last week already, Mercury retrograde in Scorpio. We've got Jupiter-Pluto coming up. Pluto is the ruler of Scorpio, so his energy is magnified. And the sun is now entered Scorpio. This had another big shift that happened on Friday. Here we are in Scorpio season. Halloween, Scorpio season, classic Scorpio season holiday. What it is, let's bring the creepy crawlers, the scattertone, the scary witches, and all the web spiders and everything, like, ooh, spooky, trick or treat, would you like a trick or a treat? Yeah, a lot of Scorpio, baby, yeah. So happy birthday to all the Scorpios in the house, to all the Scorpios in the family, including my own family. I live with Scorpio, so I know you very well. You are awesome, you are powerful, you are passionate, you are the truth seekers, but you are also the secrets, you're also the hidden, you're also the intense emotion that are boiling inside of you, and you're not really revealing them until you explode. You facing constantly issues of empowerment and disempowerment with your sexuality, with your money, with your power. You're constantly facing things that are on intimate levels of our psyche, intimate in our relationships, how we use intimacy, your intimate deepest feelings. Scorpios are very good in saying like, shh, don't tell anyone that that's how we feel. Just keep it to ourselves. Don't tell them how you feel. Keep it to yourself. But then life kind of plays with you and plays with you and plays with you. You're starting to feel disempowered by the situation, by life. And then you become intense, passionately intense. And you're like, this is the truth. Wow, whoa, transformation. That's Scorpio. Carly, you're Scorpio Rasta. Awesome. Makes sense. Clara, are you Scorpio as well? You're loving the Scorpio season. Cool. And Costa. Hello, beautiful brother Costa. Yasu. Tikanes. And so, let's tell the story about Scorpio. A cool, true story. The Scorpio female find her male and they make love. They reach an orgasm. That's Scorpio, the orgasm, the Kundalini. Scorpio, Pluto, Mars. Scorpio is ruled by Pluto and Mars, okay? So Pluto and Mars rule Scorpio. The same thing. They are dancing together. What's happening there? Pluto is in Capricorn. The ruler of Scorpio, fully, restricted by the Capricorn structure, law and order, disempowerment, suppression, restriction, can't find its power there. And it's kind of like, Pluto and Saturn is like a good wife, a good housewife, living with a very old alpha male, old school, suppressing man that tells her to be in the kitchen and clean and cook and shut up. And the wife is kind of 10 years, 20 years, she raised the kids, she did everything right, but she was kind of keeping her mouth shut. She didn't want it, she just wanted to raise her kids. Now the kids have grown up, they've gone out, now we have two old people living in the same household. And the man that used to be alpha, in his ego, control, businessman, suddenly now is in his 60s, 70s, not as, facade. Suddenly the Scorpio wife comes out and tell you, well, you know what, all your life you abused me and you told me off and you humiliated me and you did it, and this is what I think about you and this is... Suddenly out of nowhere. That's Pluto in Capricorn now. It's like, I want to find my power, I want to evolve, I want to transform, I want to live a better life. I want to follow my deepest desire, my deepest needs, and I can't. There is the government, there is the poo, there is the restrictions, there is the authority, there is the law and order, there is my persona, there is my business, there is my life, there is my relationship, there is where I live, there is my situation, and I'm stuck here. And I can't take it anymore. And this is what's building up all this year. And so that's one aspect of the Scorpio energy. This is the second aspect. The first aspect is that the sun kicked into Scorpio. And I'm going to show you when. It happened on Friday. And let's go a couple of days back. 1, 2. And a few hours back. And there we go. Now we move a few minutes forward. Dun, 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 dun. Bam, bam. There we go. Okay. Friday, the 23rd of October at 10 a.m. Exactly 10 a.m. Exactly. The sun moved into Scorpio. Where's the sun? It's here on your 11 o'clock. The blue symbol. 0 degrees of Scorpio. 0 minute. Moved into Scorpio, meaning we have started officially the Scorpio season. Hello, Valerie, and hello, Stephen, beautiful brother. Good, we have good presence of brothers in the house. I'm so happy about that. I used to complain about it 6 months ago. We've come far. We have come far. So, the sun on Friday moved into Scorpio. And that's the beginning of Scorpio season. So now the flavor goes from Libra. In Libra, Libra is kind of the equal. She's kind of the equal. She's like, let's balance it all. Let's equalize it all. Let's make sure everything is equal. And from Libra, we go into the underworld. So from the top of the surface, it's like, let's just keep things on the surface in good balance, okay? I work for you, you pay me, I go to the supermarket, I buy vegetables, I pay you, it's all balanced, it's all fair. I clean the dishes, you take the garbage, that's fair. That's Libra. Now into Scorpio, she's going like, okay, now that we've kind of looked at what needs to be balanced and equal and kind of like fair and with justice in it, now let's go into the investigation into the underworld. Now let's go deep into the root chakra. Pluto, Mars, Scorpio, root chakra, deep root chakra. This is now, Scorpio season is the shamanic season. Scorpio season is the underworld, it's the deep healing, it's the deep purge, it is death and rebirth, it is resurrection, it is the phoenix, the firebird rising from the ashes, but it drops into the ashes and rising from the ashes. And it is the psychotherapy work, it is talk therapy, it is counseling, it is healing work, it is transformation. It is the time of the year where we are guided, if we like it or not in our control. We are being forced to go through an evolutionary stage in the big cycle. Hello, Catherine. Good to have you all here. And so, I said last week, with Mercury retrograde in Scorpio, in opposition to Uranus in Taurus, and Jupiter approaching Pluto, and the Sun kicks into Scorpio, this is a fantastic time to do deep-rooted healing, shamanic healing, psychotherapy, whatever take you into your psychic that you relate to. Work with a healer. Work with someone that can take you deep and see the things that you usually don't see. In Scorpio season, we want to reveal the secrets that are hidden from us. It's in the unconscious, it's in the subconscious, it's things that is like, we know who we are, and we know what we believe in, and we know what we do, but there is always an element of unconscious vibration that drives the conscious action. And we only become conscious of the unconscious when we choose to tune into that. But most of the time we are not conscious of the unconscious. So Scorpio season is coming to bring the unconscious into the conscious. It takes you deep into your traumas. Last night, as Venus trine Saturn, and as all this is happening that I just told you about, I put my son to bed, and as I lay with him in bed, I was like going through flashbacks of 20 years ago, of being in war. And, it's not pleasant flashbacks, but it's like I made peace with them. They're part of my past. But it was quite fascinating to see how they just emerged out of nowhere, clear like sunlight. The people, the faces, the situation, the time, the emotional tone, the experience, everything. Because, we deal with things. And those of us who are consciously working on our healing, we're constantly dealing with things. We constantly want to heal and to evolve. And sometimes we take in a lot of action. Sometimes it's kind of a back step of just kind of like sitting with it for a while, integrating the action we took before. And sometimes out of the blue, suddenly something come up. And it shows you, it's like, oh, wow, so there is more. Okay, there is more. And it's always, uncomfortable, unpleasant, but it's always so rewarding. Scorpio archetypes are dealing with abandonment, betrayal, rejection. So, and we all have that. We all have been, abandoned by something or someone in our life in the past. Shalom Ima, Boker Tov. We all have been rejected by something or someone in the past. And we all been betrayed, cheated on by something or someone in the past. Sometimes by our own self. So Scorpio is kind of bringing that. It's like, where have we been betrayed in the past that affect us and affects the way we betray ourselves? Where have we been rejected in the past that has kind of altered our perception? Hola, hermano Hector. Buenas. Buen venir. Buen venir a familia. Where have we've been rejected in the past that has kind of shaped us, our psyche, and kind of manifest our life in ways that kind of manifests more rejection. And, where are we rejecting ourselves? Where are we abandoning ourselves? Because you're in an intimate relationship and you love to love, is that right for you to abandon yourself within a relationship? So usually, we walk with the law of attraction. We walk with the law of the reflection, that everything, the entire cosmos is a mirror to our own self. Everything we see outside of us is an intimate mirror of our own psyche self. Everything that is manifesting in our life is a representation of the vibration that we hold within ourselves. And as we develop this conscious awareness, we're able to walk with this element, motive of reflection, of mirror, because we are humble enough to look into the mirror and to see the things about ourselves that are not necessarily comfortable or fun or nice to see. But this is where the real growth takes place. This is where the real evolution takes place. And so, sometimes in our life we face situations where suddenly someone abandoned us. If it was a girlfriend or a boyfriend, if it was a friend, if it was a family member, you can say you really loved your nana, your grandma, and suddenly she passed away and you felt abandoned by her because she left you behind and she was your beacon of love and light. So as a child, suddenly your source of love and light kind of were taken away out of your life in a sudden, unexpected way, and it left you felt abandoned because without your grandma, you don't have any other sources of love of that kind. I'm just showing you how it can happen on multiple areas of life. Hello, beautiful Lauren. Good to see your name on the screen. Good to smile at you. Betrayal. A lot of people have betrayal in their past, in their relationship. You cheated on someone or someone cheated on you. You didn't know about it, but then you found out, or you found out when it happened, or later on down the track you discovered that it happened. And those things, when someone cheat or betray you, is like it's never known in the moment, but the truth always reveals itself. And that's why I chose to start the session today with this song of Nick Barber, of like, when the truth is revealed, it's like when you let go of fear, the truth will reveal. So simple and clear. When you let go of fear, the truth will appear. So simple and clear. And the truth is not always comfortable to digest, but it's always elevating in a sense of freedom. It always allows you to transform. So when something is taken away from us in life, if it's through abandonment, rejection, or betrayal, or just a sense of loss, it's never fun. But later on down the track, you look back and you see how that thing that was taken away from you have freed you to become something new that you couldn't become without it, with it. And a lot of time, if we carry subconscious, unconscious trauma, pain, wound of betrayal or, rejection or abandonment, because it's in our vibration field, because it's in our auric field, we will manifest it in different shapes and forms. And you kind of sit and you say, like, why? Why do I keep on attracting partners that cheat on me or lie to me or abandon me or kind of break up with me? What is that? What? Am I that screw up that no one will ever want to be with me? And it's like, no, my darling, no, my beautiful boy, beautiful girl. It's only because you betray you. It's only because you abandon you. It's only because you reject you. That's why you manifest people that do that to you. So you need to look deep within and understand, where are you rejecting yourself? Where are you rejecting your deepest desires? Where are you rejecting your deepest needs? Where are you abandoning your truth? Where are you abandoning your love? Where are you abandoning your essence? Where are you betraying your truth? Where are you betraying your value? You know, in this day and age, Scorpio, Pluto, Mars, Mercury, yes, sex is always on the topic when you talk about these planets. And it's kind of like, you are single, you really want to be loved, but you're smashed by a previous relationship. So you don't really look for a proper relationship. You just look for kind of a rebound, a bouncing board, some fun, just like let loose and just kind of party for a while. And then you go on these kind of dating apps and you find yourself in all kind of weird dynamic situations, conversations with people that searching for the same sexual outlet like you. And then you decide that you want to dare experience something that you never really experienced before because you're free and you know what, you're mature enough now, you can do that. It's very odd, it's very different. You wouldn't have done it 10 years ago, but now you feel ready for it. And you go and you decide to explore an experience that is kind of beyond your territory, beyond your boundary, and you betray yourself in that moment. You abandon yourself in that moment. You abandon the pure self. You abandon the pure love. Because, what we really need is love. What we're really looking for is love. But when we don't have love and we feel pain, we act upon painful neuronic pathways in order to gain the same sense of pleasure. And that's known fact, science. It's like the same area in the brain is releasing the same chemicals to the brain in experience of pain or pleasure. And so when we, a lot of times, something that I've experienced in the past as well with my traumas, when we are in trauma trigger mode, the brain locks us out of our reserves of positive molecules, oxytocin, dopamine, serotonin. These are the goodies, that give us that bonding, the love, the joy, the creativity, the fun, the connection, the ooh, I love life. You're lacking of that because you're in trauma mode. And in trauma mode, your brain hijacks you. It's not real you. It's you, but you're under the influence of a neuronic pathway of trauma narrative. So you might become hypervigilant or anxious or fearful or stressed or, you just don't know why, but you're not quite yourself. You're not thinking like yourself. You're not talking like yourself. You're reacting suddenly. And it's like you don't like how you behave, but you don't know why you behave like that, but you just know you behave like that. That is because you're under influence of trauma narrative. And so usually what people do in traumatic experiences, people who cut their veins, for example, let's take it to the darkest situations. Yeah, people who want to take on their own life. They cut their veins because they're so much in deep trauma situation that they don't feel anything. And only people who experience that could understand it properly. It's a very weird place. I had it in my past because I have many traumas in me, And so everything I teach, everything I do, this is like a self-learned process of healing in this physical life on earth. And I was given plenty of opportunities to heal traumas because the traumas just kept on coming. And it's not like, oh, poor me, I had such traumatic life. No. I give thanks for my life. I love my life. But I tell you what, it's a challenging lifetime I chose, that's for sure. But through every painful experience, through every trauma that I have in my past, I have grown and I've learned about life, about spirit, about consciousness, about what is really going on here. And I use every trauma that I have and every pain that I have, I use it as a flag of teaching to others. I use it as a sword of wisdom, as the sword of light and love, because that's how we overcome these things. We don't allow the traumas to disempower us. We reclaim our power through our traumas by realizing that, we chose these traumas in this lifetime in order for us to learn something, in order for us to know something, in order for our purpose, for the manifestation of our purpose, we chose our traumas. And so, this is deep about that. It's very, very, very deep about that. And it's kind of like we are now entering the funnel. You remember last week I spoke about the butterfly. So this is like, that's it. Scorpio is the transmutation. Scorpio is the melting down from the caterpillar to the butterfly. It's like, that's like, you're no longer a caterpillar. You know, uncomfortable. Now, as the sun moved into Scorpio, I'm going off the charts here. I'm talking about all kind of stuff. There's so much to talk about. As the sun moved into Scorpio, 0 degrees Scorpio, it gives us the tone, like a new moon gives us the tone, you know. Every cycle, astrology is a science of cycle, if you haven't managed to kind of connect that dot yet. Because every time you'll hear us talking about cycles and this cycle and that cycle, because it is about cycles. Each planet has a cycle around the sun. The solar system has a cycle around the galactic disk. You know, there's cycles. Each planet has a cycle with the other planets. Each planet has a cycle with the star sign. Each day has a cycle with your birth chart. There is cycles upon cycles upon cycles. So this, when the sun moved into Scorpio, 0 degrees Scorpio, the chart of this moment is showing us the tone. Now look at this cool thing, okay? Because at the same moment that here, wait a second, let me get my mouse there. Here, the sun is 11 o'clock in Scorpio, 0 degrees. At the same second that the sun moved into Scorpio, the moon right here at your 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, is together with Pluto, the ruler of Scorpio. Divine design, divine architecture. You're watching the architecture of creation in front of your eyes, like to the minute, okay? The moon on the 22 degrees together with Pluto in Capricorn. So what is that saying? It's saying that we are now entered this cycle of the treasure hunt, of like, where is my hidden treasure? How can I, you know, what do I need to kill, let die, end, dissolve, purge, reveal, expose from the hidden, from the unconscious into the conscious, within me, within my relationships, within my community, within my country, within humanity, within everything. I now need to expose and reveal what is here in the hidden territory of my soul, of my psyche, that needs to end, because we are in a massive ending, finale, karmic ending. Remember last week I said karmic finals? This is the karmic finals. It's ongoing, okay? Karmic finals. And I'll show you many things today. And so it's like, kind of like, come on. So the masculine aspect, the sun, the soul, enters Scorpio, is like, okay. And I'll stop here for a moment and I say I wanted to tell the story that when a female Scorpio comes and mates with a male Scorpio, they make love, they have an orgasm. Orgasm is Scorpio, Kundalini awakening, intense energetic transformation. That's why Scorpio rules that sexuality, the Kundalini, the transcendence. It's kind of like Scorpio take you into the underworld, into the shadows, into the hidden, and from there the phoenix rising. From there the Kundalini. So the Kundalini sits on your base chakra, coiled around your base. And when you start indulging in sexual activity, you make love, the Kundalini slowly move up through the chakras. And if you're really good in letting go and surrender to the moment, being present, feeling the love, activating the interaction of making love through all your chakras, base chakra, safe. It's safe for you to be with me. We are safe. We are secured. Let us enjoy our sensual pleasures in a good quality situation with candles and music and oils and delicious bed sheets and everything. This is Taurus. This is your base chakra. You bring it out into your sacral and you're starting to move and to feel and to sense and to smell and to hear and to say and to hear. It's like this kind of sensual, emotional interaction. The juice is starting to flow. Then you bring it into your solar plexus and you let go of yourself. You put yourself aside and you merge into one with the other. It's kind of like you have to let go of yourself, of your ego in order to be there. But you also bring yourself into there to merge. It comes up into the heart and we are breathing and we are kissing and we are We are enjoying this moment. We let the heart open. We feel in the love. It comes up to your throat chakra, and here comes the expressions, the sounds of pleasure. And it goes into your third eye, and your mind is finally kind of letting go, and you're surrendering to the moment, being present, just opening up, and poof. The orgasm is when the Kundalini reaches the crown chakra and explodes. And you're having this like oneness. Orgasm is a moment of oneness. There's nothing there. That's why we love it. Because it's finally, it's all gone. I am one with creation. Until the orgasm fades away, and what kicks in is like, the mind kicks in. Suddenly you drop back in. It's like, oh, that was good. Oh, that was nice. Oh, that was bad. That wasn't good. The mind immediately starts analyzing. And it drops back down. And so, but Scorpio female will mate with her male. And as soon as the male fertiled her beautiful precious eggs, the female Scorpio literally takes a beautiful poisonous tail and sting the male to death. So it's kind of like you're going to have the most passionate, sensual, intimate, love-making, energetically transcending experience, but then you're going to die. And it's kind of so it's kind of like, it's that walk of when the sun kicks into Scorpio, sun rules by Leo. Leo is kind of like, yeah, this is me, royal me, who I am, my kingdom. He goes to Scorpio, and suddenly the Scorpio comes like, poof, here's some poison for you. You're under the influence now. So suddenly the soul goes like, oh, what is happening to me? What is going on? Why all I see is darkness? What happened? Oh, it's the middle of the night. It's like 4 a.m. The mystical 2, 3, the Bado, they say that the Buddhists are saying that, 3 a.m. is the best time to meditate because it's when the veils are very thin and you're connected to spirit. It's kind of like dark night, middle of the night, stillness, mystical, and you sit there and you're like, you go and you're like, oh, wow, what's going on? Dream time, it's kind of this is where it happens, the hidden reveals. Suddenly in your dreams you experience you are dreaming something that represents your fear, your trauma, and you wake up from a nightmare. It's like, why did I dream about that? That's because that's the way your subconscious is able to digest and process this hidden fear that is inside of you that usually during the day you consciously don't know how to digest and to process. It comes out in your dream time for the mind to be able to categorize it and make sense out of it. So that's why whenever you have nightmares or bad dreams, don't think you're under attack. It's just like, no, you are processing something that you need to pay attention to. And obviously, if the dream was strong enough for you to remember, then it means that it's a really kind of up on the surface matter, and you should take notes of your dreams. So, so the fact that at the moment the sun moved into Scorpio, into the underworld, the gates of Shambhala open, it was like, you may enter. And all you can hear is like dramatic kind of like, doo-dum, doo-dum, doo-dum. It's like, oh, this is a bit scary. This is like Frodo getting to the territory of the all-seeing eye, It's like he's really close to the mountain. Classic, actually. Because here is Frodo. He's got his precious ring, Taurus, precious ring, Uranus in Taurus. He's like, oh, this is my precious. And he need to go into the heart of the Dark Lord territory in order to break the bad spell, in order to break the dark curse that is kind of taking over the world. He has to go into the heart of the darkness, into the mountain of the all-seeing eye, of the dark magic walk there. And he has to throw that precious ring into the fire in the heart of the darkness in order for the spell to be cast away and the transformation allowing the planet of Lord of the Rings to evolve into peace and harmony. This is where we are. So, my little darling Frodos, remember why you started the journey. Remember why you've started the journey. And don't be afraid of the journey, but face your fear with love and face your truth with love. Don't abandon yourself. Don't reject your truth. Don't betray on your own soul, on your own self, because this is about your life. It's your life that you're living. It's your story you're writing. It's your song that you're singing, and it's your dance that you are dancing. And so make sure that you take this journey now into Scorpio season as it's time to face the music, no matter what. So at the same moment the sun moved into Scorpio, on your 8 o'clock, you've got the Pluto 22 and the moon 22. So that's the feminine, the emotions, the unconscious, the subconscious, the inwards. The sun is the outwards, the action, the personality, the yeah, this is who I am. Excuse me. But the moon in Capricorn with Pluto is like, let's just deal with the moon in Capricorn. I'm feeling restricted. I'm feeling disempowered. There's all this kind of structure of my life that prevents me from being happy. The moon doesn't like to be in Capricorn. It's not a fun place to be. It's like you put a beautiful, joyful child in the house of the Queen of England. The child will not gonna have lots of fun because he has to dress like that and he has to sit like that. It's like, yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. While you're really kind of a child that, grew up in nature, wild and free. So this is kind of how the moon feels in Capricorn. And then who she meets there? Pluto. These fears, all this disempowerment, all this restriction that I have in my life. I want to be living life in love. I want to be happy. I want to be free. I want to be successful. I want to be abundant. I want to be joyful. I want to connect. I wanna. And so why do I have all these restrictions in my life? Why do I have all these fears? Why do I have all these traumas? And they all prevent me. Prevent, restrict, all this law and order. All this law and order that I have created for myself. All this kind of, what is this? What is these restrictions that I placed on myself? Why did I tell myself that I have to be that if it's not good for me? So the moon literally is with Pluto digesting this. The disempowerment, the fears. It's like we have, and this is showing us, hey, we are going into Scorpio. We are going to reveal the secrets, the hidden. We're going to find the treasure box, and we're gonna do it. It's not gonna be the most comfortable month cycle, because we're gonna feel disconnected. We're gonna feel restricted. We're gonna have to face these things we don't want to face because, hey, we're going to Scorpio. Of course, it's the place we don't want to face. We don't necessarily want to face the Scorpio stuff, but here it is. Hello, Jess. Hello, beautiful Jess. Welcome. And so this is kind of showing us. It's going to be, this is now for the next 4 weeks, 28 days. It's kind of like, yeah, makes sense. What is it? November. Taking us into November, into the Scorpio, into the American election, into Halloween, into Jupiter-Pluto in the middle of November, into so much. Mars is gonna station and then go direct in November. November is gonna be a true mastery of transformation. This Scorpio season is gonna be a real Scorpio season. And with Scorpio, you need to know something. It's intense. But it's kind of like, it can be all in intense or all out intense. Because when Scorpios are in, you have the best intimacy you could ever think about. The most passion, the most desire, the most intense feelings and emotions and connection, the most mystical, the most spiritual, the most psyche. There's so many Scorpios who are psychics, mediums, healers, things like that, because that's kind of the territory. Live alone shamans. But when Scorpios are not in, it's just not fun. It's not fun. It's cold, it's distant, it's hidden, it's not intimately connected, it's not intimately revealing, it's keeping its own emotions hiding inside, and it doesn't reveal it to the society, to the environment, to the family, to the partners, to the friends. It feels so disempowered because it's not in it, but it's kind of like keeping the feelings that it's not in it secret because it doesn't want to kind of cause uncomfortable things to happen. But then it feels disempowered by it because the Scorpios disempower themselves by keeping their intense emotions secret. So then what it comes out is as power struggle dynamic where the disempowered Scorpio is actually overpowering the entire surrounding in order to feel a sense of power. So it's a lot around power, and it's a lot around sexuality, and it's a lot around intimacy, it's a lot around money. That's why I wear the shirt I wear. It's a lot around money now. Now we get into the real juicy money thing. So hold on your judgment around a spiritual man talking about money. I've been facing this judgment for 3 years, and I'm very comfortable with it now by saying to you, my dear friends, money is energy. Okay? And the old philosophy that spiritual guides, gurus, leaders, healers do not involve anything with material, with the material world is outdated, is out of the window, it's gone. It's the age of Pisces. Okay? Money is energy. Healers deserve to have money. We need healers to have money because healers will do good things with money. Spiritual people, we need spiritual people to have money because the more spiritual people have money, the more good things will happen in the world. So we need to allow this old belief that spirituality and money doesn't go along together into the recycle bin. Make it a nice mulch and put it on your veggie garden. Let it feed your future abundance dreams. I'm a Taurus, people. You know, Taurus knows about money. Taurus knows about possessions. Taurus knows about what's good and what's not good. We just know. We know what's good quality. But it's interesting. There is a lot of dynamic of Taurus and Scorpio. So yeah, I just wanted to give you this kind of tone of when Friday at 10 a.m. when the sun moved into Scorpio. The moon was on top of Pluto, the ruler of Scorpio, 22 degrees. That's a pretty Scorpionic note to take note of. And it means that we're going to be facing a lot of uncomfortable restrictions, fears, emotions, suppression, things that we kind of restricted ourselves from exposing or feeling or revealing because we were afraid of the transformation and the evolution that will happen if we will do that, which we're about to do. Yes. That's very interesting. Now, let's also mention that at the same time, Venus, on your 12 o'clock here, Venus, 23 degrees Virgo, was trining this moon, Pluto, Capricorn. So this is around the frustrations. This is around why you can't have what you want to have. Venus is in Virgo, so it's trying to understand what is toxic, what needs to be detoxed, cleansed, fixed, altered, perfected. Let's be anal. Let's pay attention to the details. Why am I feeling the way I'm feeling? What is this showing me? What is it guiding me to do? Maybe I need to let go of this or that. Maybe I need to change this or that. So it's kind of like that. There you go. Venus rules Taurus. So there's a lot going on there. And at the same time, Juno, goddess of marriage, sacred union, is still in opposition to Uranus. So it's kind of like it's time to change the status quo. It's time to rebel. It's time to kind of do out of nowhere the changes that can kind of create a better quality life. Uranus wants us to go into a higher vibration of life on Earth. We spoke about it last week. But yeah, let's start move on. Hello, Nicholas. Hello, beautiful brother. So yeah, last week the discomfort was that we had Mercury. By the way, this was we said, I think it was on Thursday. Let's move to Thursday. No, it was Tuesday. So on last Tuesday, we had the second opposition of Mercury and Juno. We spoke about it a lot in the last live stream, if you want to listen to it. We had the Mercury and Juno, second opposition to Uranus here in Taurus. That happened on Tuesday. And the same thing happened 2 weeks before that. So I said 3 weeks ago, Something happened, pay attention in your close relationship, intimacy, things that needs to be revealed, exposed. Something was kind of like revealed to you. You get an aha moment, realizations. That's Uranus, revelation, insights out of time and space. Only an alien, quirky kind of message comes in. Hola, John, hermano. Good to have you, brother. I missed you, brother. And I can see what you're saying to me right now. I know you so well. So, this is kind of like giving us the tone. The sun was still in Libra, but then we moved. Venus on the 20 was trining Jupiter, okay? 19 here on your 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, let's say. 19 Jupiter into 20 Venus. So Venus kind of trined Jupiter. That was highlighting and magnifying the reward. What happened on that day? Bitcoin, boom, started to shoot up. Why? Because on this day, PayPal announced that it's going to allow 320 million customers who have account with PayPal to buy, sell, and trade crypto. So this is now, we come into reality where I no longer need to be that weirdo that sits in a meditation space and speak to people about Bitcoin, trying to tell them why they should have Bitcoin, why should they learn about Bitcoin and know about Bitcoin, because of many reasons. Now it's coming to the stage where the majority of the people are not even aware of this unless they're reading economic magazines or finance magazines or website articles. People who are not following finance and economy and stocks and things like that, they are not aware of what's happening in the background. It's the secrets that the majority are not aware of. This is what I'm revealing to people for 3 years. Okay? For 3 years, I'm saying there is something happening in the background. You don't see it yet. You don't taste it. You don't feel it. You don't hear it. But it's coming. It's behind everything that is happening right now. The real truth is that what's happening now is much, much bigger than the poo. The poo is just the front cover to what's really coming. And I've been saying it for so long. And what's coming is the collapse of currencies. It's the end of the old money. It's the end of the dollar. It's the end of, as we know it, it's the end of stock markets going up and up and up and up like they did in the roaring 20s of the 1920s. That's exactly what happened when it was leading to Uranus in Taurus, just like now. Okay? Uranus in Taurus was like 34 to 42, 1934 till 1942. The great crash, by the way, happened 4 days from now, 91 years ago, on the 29th of October, 1929, is when the great crash happened that led to the Great Depression. It's coming sooner than you realize, sooner than you think. And when it's going to happen, it's going to take everyone by a surprise. Unless you are doing the dirty work, the hard work of looking behind the curtains, of doing the homework, the grassroots of like what's going on, really what's going on. And that's what I've been doing for the last 3 years. Through the assistance of the stars and the astrology and spirituality and connecting it all together, that's when I saw what's really going on. And that's why I've been telling people all this time. There's going to be a big change. This is no joke. This is now all the stars are moving there now. This is really moving there now, and I'll show you more why. But it's coming. I believe that as soon as the American elections are happening, it's around that. It's around that time. I don't want to say the exact date because, it's very easy. Oh, yeah, you said that date. No, I don't want to say the date, but the American elections are on the 4th of November. It's like a week and a half from now. And it was interesting because I didn't watch the entire debate. I'm not into these things, but I was interested because it's actually a very significant election for the entire world. Very significant. It will make impact to whichever direction it goes. And I only got the last 5 minutes, but it was the most important thing I wanted to hear. Because Trump says to Biden, he said to the audience about Biden, if he's going to be elected, you're going to have the biggest Great Depression crash you ever seen, and your 401k are going to be gone. Now, those of you who don't know, the 401k in America is like the pension fund. The kind of, this is the pension funds, the hedge funds, the savings, right? And everything they say is said for a reason. Okay? And in that moment I realized, that makes sense. Trump is a winner. Trump doesn't like to be seen like a loser because he has this narcissistic kind of character. He doesn't want to be seen as a loser. He wants to be seen as a winner. He would like to be seen as the one that made the stock market go into a whole new time high. That's his thing. That's what turns him on. There's no way Trump would like to be president with a great crash. So that made me feel as if most likely Biden will win and what he said will happen. But we don't know. I don't know who is going to be elected. But just in that moment, I can kind of perceive how it makes sense. Because if it will follow that script, Biden is elected, and within a day or two or a week, the stock markets are crashing. Because where the stocks are now is exactly the same place they were in 1929. Make long story short, it's a fascinating fact. 1920s was the roaring 20s. It was when the world recovered from the First World War. America was booming. The industrial age began. Suddenly we had frigiders and vacuum cleaners and TVs and cars were presented to society. So people start buying things. They start buying cars and vacuum cleaners and frigiders, and they start kind of bringing electronics into their houses to improve the quality of living. And then around that time, the whole concept of the stock market started, and the government created these kind of government bonds, which is kind of like you say, I trust the government. I know that the government interest is to kind of rise and make money. So I will buy a paper of value of the government, which the government promises me that it will increase in value of a certain percent over that amount of time. And it's a big subject, and I'm not the most knowledgeable person about these things. I'm just giving you the general understanding of it. But then, for the first time, they wanted to reach the mass, the population. And until then, it was only for the rich, and those who are close to the plates, only they could kind of invest. It was a very elite kind of circle. But then it was like, oh my God, what are we, silly? We can make a lot of money here. So they created government bonds, and they sold them to people, to common people. And back then, it was like years upon years of stock markets going up. The narrative was like the stocks only go up. The stocks only go up. It just didn't go down, only up and up and up. This is what develops greed, stage of greed in the market. Everyone wants to make a buck, and people start buying these bonds. Now, at that time, there was starting to become this scam of like, you know what, Sandra? If you have $100 to invest, I will sell you $1,000 worth of bond for $100 for a certain percentage of interest over some time. And so the common Sandra thought, oh my God, I can buy $1,000 worth of bonds for $100. That means that in the next year or two, I can make that amount of money, and then I could kind of pay the bonds back and I made profit. That's great. Yes, I'll take the $1,000 for $100. And they just sold it to people like that. And as soon as that became so saturated and so greedy, then they crashed the market. Boom. 29 of October, 1929. A sudden day that the market just didn't stop crashing. Crashed and crashed and crashed, and people lost everything. People jumped off the windows. People killed themselves. They didn't know how to face reality, knowing that they lost everything. There was such great poverty and struggle after in the 30s. When the real impact of it really happened in the 30s. 33 to 34, this is where the poverty became really extreme. People were struggling. There was not much money going around. And that led to the extreme leaders and to the Second World War. As you know, history doesn't repeat itself, but it rhymes. It's a fractal. It's the golden ratio. It just keeps on unfolding and unfolding and unfolding. It's the same pattern, but it changes shapes and form. It's like if you look at the Bitcoin of 2008 when it was created, and you compare that to the second wave and to the third wave, you can see that it's a similar concept pattern, but it's in a different kind of setup because the pattern changes form. If you do a wave with your hand in a swimming pool, at first it's kind of like this gush thing, But then as that ripple further away from you, it ripples in a different way until it kind of slows down and calms down. Shalom Abba, Shavua Tov. And hello Antoinette as well. And so this is what's coming. And look at it, it's the same thing. Society is in saturated greed. Everyone buy things we don't even need. Credit card, Amazon, Uber. Buy. Spend. People buying the stocks only go up. The stocks only go up. People buy real estate only go up. It's a bubble. Like any other thing. Everything is a bubble. But some bubbles are just starting to blow, and some bubbles are about to burst. And the bubbles who are about to burst are the stock markets, and in my humble opinion, the real estate as well, in a quite a significant way. And when you have such collapses, crashes, it's creating a lot of destabilization, including governments, including institutional destabilization, because people lose trust. The thing that gives value to something is trust. When people lose trust, the thing loses value. If a majority, I've read an article this week that because of the coup, it's predicted that 71 million people will enter extreme poverty. Not poverty, extreme poverty. 71 million people around the world. That is very sad that so many people are going to be in such extreme situation. And that's just the extreme 71 million. How many million will be in severe poverty? How many other million will be in poverty? And then how many million will be in struggle? And how many people will be awesome? You know the answers. So here I am, once again, as every time I spoke over the last 3 years, I'm telling you loud and clear. This is the time. Venus, she trined Jupiter, and then she trined Pluto. That was the uncomfortable Thursday. And then on Friday, the sun moved into Scorpio, and the moon and Pluto were there. And then Saturday, yesterday, last night, the Venus trined Saturn. Exactly at I think it was 127, around there. Let me see. 52, there we go. Venus trine Saturn. There you go. Sunday, today, 2:35 a.m. So last night at 2:35. So this is still here. Venus, our values, our finance, our possessions, our valuables, our relationships, our love, our money, our finance, our economy, is trining Saturn in Capricorn. The structure of our life, the commitments, the responsibilities, the duties, the due diligence. It's kind of like energy of like, if you try to do too many things on the outside, you would have kind of felt frustrated, annoyed, upset, restricted. It's kind of like why you fighting against the current energy. This current energy is kind of like just be. Keep it simple, just be. Just sit and just reflect. Go deep inside and reflect. What do you need to commit to? Are you being responsible with your finance, with your valuables, with your values? Have you done your homework? Have you done your research? Have you done your due diligence? Have you really kind of like assess what is going on in this moment on planet Earth with money? Do you understand what is happening? Do you understand that while you're digesting all this poo information in the background, the system is about to go through a chaotic moment of a breakdown, of a meltdown? Do you understand that? Do you know how quick it's coming? This is not to create fear. This is not to worry you. This is to create awareness. You need to be aware of this time we live in. It's serious time. That's Saturn. It's a time that you really need to do your homework. You really need to learn. You really need to research and to know what to do. So this is kind of this energy. It's kind of set your boundaries. What do you want? What you don't want? What are you committing to? What are you not committing to? So if you found yourself in the last couple of days maybe having a lot of reflections, contemplations about what you do, your purpose, your duties, your job, your relationship, things that you relate to, if you still relate to it, what do you want to do with it? Do you still want to go with it? What do you invest? What do you want to invest in? What are you investing in? What do you want to invest in that has a long-term effect towards your true destiny and into your true feeling? Okay? So this is me telling you that it's no longer Ami, just Ami, and a few others telling you about Bitcoin. This is now, when Venus trine Jupiter, this is kind of gifts of abundance. It's gift of good fortune. If you've done your homework and you've done your research and you took action, and here's some gifts of good abundance. Venus trine Jupiter. Jupiter, here's a gift for you. What happened on that day? Bitcoin jumped. Why Bitcoin jumped up, crossed the 12,000 into the 13,000? Why? Because on that day, PayPal announced that it will offer in 2021, within a couple of months, few months, it will offer above 320 million customers access to cryptocurrency. This is huge. This is coming after a few months, consecutive months of massive headlines from institutional money, massive hedge funds, massive investors, millionaires and billionaires, people that had nothing to do with crypto suddenly are turning around and say like, oh my God, this is the best thing to be in. Not just me. People are saying this is the greatest hedge against inflation that we could ask for right now. Everyone's turning bullish on it. Everyone's saying, I was wrong. Bitcoin is definitely it. You should get into Bitcoin. You should have some Bitcoin. A hedge fund saying you should have 10% of your cash reserve in Bitcoin. They're very moderate. If you ask me, it's much more than that. You should have 10% of your cash reserve in cash, basically. Minimal cash, people. Minimal cash. Minimal dollar. All your dollar, excessive dollar that you don't need for tomorrow to buy food or pay the rent, to pay the bills, should be already invested in silver and Bitcoin. It's not a financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. This is my guidance, spiritual guidance, psychic guidance, intuitive guidance, loving guidance. Because my intention is to help as many people as possible to be safe and secure, to flourish and to thrive. That's a Taurus quality. I am a Taurus. I like to help people create security, safety, pleasures, abundance, good quality living. This is what I'm here about. Taurus is about the relationship, about family, about having good connection, nurturing family, loving family. It's kind of like, I could shut up and just kind of buy Bitcoin by myself and say, whatever, I know the secrets, I'm not going to tell them. But that's not who I am. That's who they are. They don't want you to know the secret. All they want you to know is lockdown, poo, vaccination, all these things. Yeah, I shouldn't say these words. Right? That's all the things they want you to focus on that. On the poo. What's happening around the poo? Can we open the business? Not open it? It doesn't matter if you open the business or not. The entire global economy is going to go through an earthquake and you don't even see it coming. That's what matters. Now, what are you doing with your money? On top of safety and security, this is an offering. It's an offering that I see as a blessing from Spirit, that Spirit allowed me to know in this time. This week, one of the heads of Robinhood, which is a massive application mainly in Asia for, it's like social media for traders. They trade stocks and crypto and everything on it. He's a multimillionaire, and he himself said something phenomenal. Let me see if I can pull it out, because I actually posted it to the team. It was quite amazing. Let me see if I can bring it up. And where was that? It was here. Give me a second. It's worth it. First of all, this is there were two of them. Okay, so let me just open it up. Here we go.
With risk on, people are taking more.
There you go. This is Mike Novogratz. He's a known money man. Okay, listen to what he has to say. There we go. Let's listen to that. Yes. Hello. Mercury retrograde. Digesting. Oh, not walking? You don't want to walk? Huh? You're rebelling. There you go, classic. Never mind, doesn't want to play. Doesn't want to play. What can I do? But yeah, big money people on mainstream media coming out and saying Bitcoin is a great hedge against inflation. Bitcoin has a great potential. Everyone's turning bullish. Everyone's going on. Bitcoin right now is playing on top of the 13,000 US dollars. You might think to yourself, it's around 19,000 Australian dollars at the moment, I think. You might think, oh, wow, 19,000 Australian dollars, that's expensive. How can I afford it? Let's blow up one myth. You don't have to buy Bitcoin in $19,000. You can buy Bitcoin in $50. You're just going to get a friction of it. And the idea is like, yeah, but what does a friction do? A friction is better than none. And it's like if you could dollar cost average and buy every week $10, $20, $50, slowly you will accumulate your Satoshis. Satoshi is the unit of Bitcoin. And that should be your goal and aim, because this is where the money is going to go. And you might think, like, oh, why is he talking about money? Because it's important. It's important. What's going to happen very, very soon is beyond your understanding. It's global. It's huge. It's historical cycles of economy. It's not a common time on Earth. It's not a common time in economy, and you can save yourself. Not just save yourself from a disaster, but position yourself into a whole new future. Because right now, buying Bitcoin, they said it out loud. Buying Bitcoin right now is like buying a stock of Amazon in 1990. You know how much money these people made? So it's kind of like you have a golden opportunity in front of your eyes, and all you need to do is look behind the curtains. This year, Chinese astrology, this year is the rat year, the rat. And in the Chinese astrology storyline, it's like the rat was the animal that kind of jumped on top of the fox, on the hawk's back.
More bets on things like Bitcoin.
Here it is, finally. There we go. Let's see if it plays now. Just a second. Here, Mike Novogratz. This is quite cool. It's from the CNBC. Look at that.
Ask you though about that correlation, because with risk on, people are taking more bets on things like Bitcoin. But how much of that is a bet on Bitcoin or the issues around just printing cash versus the operational potential as a transactional currency? Given the news we just heard from PayPal, that PayPal is going to allow cryptocurrencies as part of the wallet. How does that change this?
I think that's, in some ways the shot heard around the world on Wall Street, right? PayPal has 346 million accounts, right? They're the 30th biggest bank in the US in deposits. And all of a sudden, every financial institution says, wait a minute, what am I doing? And so if you're at the boardroom of Morgan Stanley or Goldman Sachs or Bank of America, you're thinking, how do I get engaged? I was looking before I came on at just stock prices, right? Ethereum, the platform that this new financial ecosystem is going to be built on, is up 200% this year. Square App, 186%. PayPal, 99%. And then you go to Wells Fargo, down 60. Citibank, down 46. And so if you're a CEO of a big bank, you're saying, well, hold on, what's going on here? And so we are going to see over the next 10 years a rebuilding of the financial infrastructure of this country. It was interesting that PayPal hired Paxos to do their integration with crypto, because there's a domain expertise in this cryptocurrency space, in this blockchain space, that's needed. When I lived in Alabama, I was a helicopter pilot. There was a town called Enterprise, and they had a statue that held up a boll weevil. And I was like, the craziest statue I've ever seen. Well, the boll weevil ate all the cotton, and then they planted peanuts, and that brought prosperity to the region. In some way, the cryptocurrency community is going to hold up a virus, the COVID virus, because it was the COVID virus that really accelerated, as horrible as that to sound, accelerated adoption of crypto on two ways: the macro story with Bitcoin and the more maybe important story of
Right.
digitalization of all cash, digitalization of the financial services system, that's going to mostly be built on Ethereum.
Did you get that? Do you see what I'm showing you? Do, do you really see what I'm showing you? This is what's happening. This is what's really happening. And they don't necessarily want you to know, because then you will have the power to be in a better position in your life. This is the biggest lie. This is the biggest secret. They have the one, JP Morgan and all this big money, over the last few years, they've been the ones that calling Bitcoin like a rat poison, like a scam, criminal, only used for drug trafficking. This is the headlines that they put for the entire collective. Why? Because they want you out of it. They don't want you in. You stay out of there. You don't come and take some of our gold. This is our gold. It is not your territory. But Bitcoin is the money of the people. Bitcoin say, don't worry about it, lovey. You don't care what JP Morgan says about Bitcoin. You don't care what anyone says about Bitcoin. You can buy Bitcoin right now into your wallet. No one can take it, they can tell you not to do that. And you will have full possession of it, full control of it. Your money is in your hand and you are going to make profit with them. Most of our community, who I'm so proud of and have taken on board all the advice and all the plan. You know, we have a chat room that is devoted to crypto. We have a lot of affiliates and connections and teachings that is directly linked to empower people to know how to do it properly, because you need to know how to do it properly, because there are a lot of scams. There are going to be a lot of scams, and you really need to know. It's important to learn. And most of our community are already now in profit. This is your Venus trine Jupiter community, family. You have listened, you have followed, you have taken action, and you're seeing profit, and it's only the beginning. It's only the beginning. Where we are going with Bitcoin is beyond your understanding, beyond your imagination, your wildest dreams. You won't be able to understand where this is going to take your life. And it's like, I'm not here to create like airy-fairy fantasies. No. You need to understand something. This is PayPal coming in, Square coming in, Grayscale investment coming in, central banks coming in, governments coming in, institutions coming in. This is like multimillionaires and multi-billionaires coming in. And Bitcoin has a very small capital market. It doesn't take a lot of money to move it. And when it moves, it moves. And this is the beginning. It's only the beginning. All right? It's like, think about it like that. Saturn meets Pluto now after 500 years in Capricorn. Last time they met in Capricorn was in 1517. This is where we invented the trade. It's like we started trading across the ocean, spices, herbs, silks, metals, gold, silver. We started kind of exploring the concept of trade. So we created the barter system, the trade system. We started with gold and silver. We moved into paper money. And now Saturn and Pluto came together in Capricorn in 220 to say, okay, was a great 500 years, done, finish, end, death, kill. But not just dead and left you dry, no. Recreation, rebirth, evolution, transformation into a new platform, into a new cycle, into a new way. Where are we going? We're going digital. The future is digital. The future is, we like it or not. The future is technology, it's artificial intelligence, it's computers, it's digital money. It's like, yeah, it's like, that's what's coming. It's like space travel. In 2020, we had SpaceX connecting with NASA together, flying like US created a US Space Force. Elon Musk managed to fly a rocket and drop it back down standing. This is the first time ever. This allows us now to plan towards mobilizing humanity to other planets to land and to take off. We couldn't do it until now. Until now, it was just a rocket and forget it. Now it's a rocket that can go and come back. Technology has evolved. They're working now. There's like all kind of amazing developments. We have no idea what they're doing up there in space, but in 2020, there was a lot of activity in space. There was like everyone's flying to Mars suddenly. The Arabs, the Chinese, the Americans, they all flying to Mars. What's up on Mars? What's going on Mars? We don't necessarily know everything. This week I saw an article that think Vodafone or one of the big kind of mobile companies has kind of signed a contract to put a mobile network satellite on the moon. You're going to get a router from the moon. In 2020, Elon Musk released a satellite system to space that is about to do like a satellite system of internet. So there will be like internet available across the entire planet for much cheaper because it's all moving faster than we even can perceive it. While we are dealing with the poo in the day by day, in the background, the entire system is going through a massive futuristic transformation. And those who are doing the work and looking behind the curtains will make a great abundance and good fortune out of this because they've done the work. All right? Lynn, can you please post or send me the link to the Telegram page, Crypto Chat? It's on the Patreon. I will do a new post on Patreon for everyone to know, but it's on the Patreon. I've posted it recently again. But yeah, I will. And once again, here comes the promotion that I haven't done from the beginning. If you are listening to this and you say, oh my God, I feel in resonance with this, I'm feeling like calling to do that, it's like my passion is to guide people to do it properly, in a safe way, in a secure way. No hypes, no nothing, just simple. Safety, security first. Let's teach you how to do it properly. You can do it. It's not as hard as you think. We just need to guide you a bit and you'll be on your way and you'll feel so good about it. If that's what you need, join us. It will be my pleasure to help you. But on top of that, you will also, whoever join our Patreon membership is also going to get all the astrological updates, the insights, the guidance along the way. We have our chat rooms. We have so many benefits in our awesome community. So many. So please join us if you feel called and to support and to be a part of our family. The link is right in the bottom of the screen, patreon.com/healingdelight. It's also in the blurb of the YouTube movie. I will ask you all a big favor right now to press a like on the like button of this YouTube movie. It helps us to spread it around and go a bit more viral there. If you haven't subscribed to our channels, please do. That support us as well. And that is all the promotion I've got for you. Thank you so much for that. So, yeah, this was kind of Mike Novogratz, which is a big money man, very known. But before that, a couple of days before, I wasn't even looking for that, but I was kind of suddenly we were sitting and suddenly on the TV, suddenly something kind of jumped and we saw it. And I'm kind of looking for it as there we go. There it is. And let me see if I can make it big. And I know that the volume here wasn't the greatest. Family. There you go. Look at this. This is the last one I'm going to show you. Listen to the words he's using. Listen to the language. Listen to the narrative.
Inflation with M2 now growing at a 25% annual rate, so which we haven't seen in 80 years, by the way. The last time we saw that inflation was 3, 4, 5%. The reason I recommended Bitcoin is because it was one of a menu of inflation trades like gold, like TIPS break-evens, like copper, like GSCI, like being long the yield curve. And I came to the conclusion that Bitcoin was going to be the best of the inflation trades, the defensive trades that you would take, because when you look at the overall market caps of all the rest of them and you look at all the characteristics, Bitcoin had the advantage of had a very small coterie of people who were investing in it, was portable, it was liquid, had a variety of characteristics that made it a great inflation hedge. The one thing it didn't have is it didn't have integrity and long-term staying power, which every day that goes by, of course, it gains on that. It gains on credibility and integrity. But what I didn't appreciate, and now I know what it must feel like to be a tech investor. Remember, I don't really trade individual stocks. I'm just a macro trader, but Bitcoin has a lot of the characteristics of being an early investor in a tech company. And I didn't realize it until unfortunately, I came on your show and got besieged by God knows how many different people on Bitcoin. And again, I've got small single-digit investments in Bitcoin. That's it. I'm not a Bitcoin flag bearer. But what I learned was, and was also surprised by, is that Bitcoin has this enormous contingent of really, really smart, sophisticated people who believe in it. And now when I go through the meaning of the inflation, the thing with Bitcoin as like investing with Steve Jobs and Apple, investing in the world, you've got this group of, this, by the way, crowdsourced all over the world that are dedicated to seeing that Bitcoin succeed in it becoming a commonplace store value and transactional liquidity at a very basic level. And so I've never had an inflation hedge when you have a kicker that you also have great intellectual capital behind it. So that makes me even more constructive on it. If you think about, if you're long two securities, right, you're betting short the bond market, that's your inflation hedge. You're really betting on the fallacy of mankind rather than
All right.
its ingenuity.
I'm getting from the signals in the chat room that it doesn't really work properly. Sorry about that. I'm doing my best, you know. What can I do? Yeah, we'll try to bring a better version next time. But basically what he's saying is that he was wrong and Bitcoin is awesome. And yeah, everyone in the big money world are going super bullish on Bitcoin. And this is the time where if you haven't woke up until now, I don't know what will wake you up. And I can't urge you enough. Again, not a financial advice, but let the words, let what I'm wearing speak for itself. I am wearing it, I am owning it, I am speaking it for 3 years. I am telling people about it for 3 years because I believe that sharing is caring. I believe that we all deserve to have an opportunity to thrive and to have abundance in our life. And I'm telling you now loud and clear, this is the best opportunity of a lifetime that you will never have again in the measurement of what is about to happen. The influence of your decision to buy Bitcoin right now will affect your life and your future generations. This is the future money. This is no joke. What Amazon did since the 90s or Facebook did since the 90s is still going to be a joke to what Bitcoin is about to do. Within 5 to 7 years, 5 to 8 years, Bitcoin is estimated to be in the $1 million. It is now $13,000. Do you understand what that means? It's a lot. So don't wait until you have 19,000 Australian dollars to buy Bitcoin. If you have $50, buy now. Don't wait for the price to go down too much because yes, it might go down. It will always go down and up along the way, but we are no longer correcting deep down. That's it. We have done that stage. Bitcoin was dancing on the 10,000, 11,000 for weeks, waiting for everyone who is willing to have a look into behind the curtains to jump on board, and many jumped on board. It is still early. You haven't missed a thing, but pack your bags and jump on this life-saving boats because Titanic is sinking and you're still dancing the dance floor and it's sinking. So save your money, save your life, and get yourself an opportunity that can elevate your life and help you get through the coming earthquake in the financial system. Now, let's talk about now, okay? Let's come into astrology. Sun is in Scorpio. What is happening here now? What are we talking about, you know? We're talking about the secrets of what's really happening. I am revealing to you the secrets that is really happening behind the scenes, behind the poo, behind everything that is happening, the real story, the real truth that is happening is the biggest transfer of wealth and power in human history on a global scale. And no, this is not something that just Ami is saying. This is something that big names honorable, respectable names in economy and finance are saying for a long time. It is the greatest reset and transfer of wealth in human global history. Don't miss out on this one. And don't get stuck on the wrong side, because the other side is not that pleasant. It's not going to be pleasant, the other side. So right now, as we speak together, as we sit here together, the moon is traveling through Aquarius. It's kind of a bit disconnected, don't know how to feel, don't know what it's feeling. It's kind of weird. The sun just kicked into Scorpio. It's like, oh my God, what am I doing here? I'm going to the underworld. And who is it about to meet tomorrow? Let's move it. Let's move to this beautiful alignment that is happening. And we move a few hours back. There we go. There we go. Sun, Mercury. Oh, that's what happened before, sorry. Dun, dun, dun. There we go. Monday, 5:22 a.m. So tomorrow, early morning of tomorrow, Mercury retrograde is conjunction with the Sun in Scorpio, and they're still kind of in a kind of remote but still there opposition to Uranus, but more than that to Black Moon Lilith, directly Black Moon Lilith. And this is kind of like Mercury, the mind, the intellect, the perception, the thought, the expression is in retrograde. Suddenly the Sun comes there and is like, what is it that I need to expose? What is it that I need to talk about? What is it that I need to reveal? What is it? What is my treasure? What am I looking for? The video is lagging a bit right now. Can someone give me like a thumbs up if everything is working correctly right now, or you having some issues over there? Roger and out. I'll wait for your signal. But at the same time that the Sun and Mercury are meeting in Scorpio, you've got... It was about 4 minutes ago. Okay, everyone's cool. Fantastic, thank you. Mine has gone back to normal after lag earlier. All good, awesome. Hey. We have been watched. So, pay attention to the other things now. The moon is still at the end of Aquarius. So when the moon is in Aquarius, it's kind of, Aquarius kind of out there, whoop whoop, disconnection, kind of disassociation. The Sun just kicked into Scorpio. My soul is starting to look into the hidden, forbidden territory, and emotionally I might feel a bit overwhelmed. So I'm kind of like disconnected a bit, maybe disassociated a bit, because it's kind of like, I don't know if I'm ready for this. I don't know if I'm comfortable with this. Mercury is there, retrograde is like, yeah, what's going on here? What is going on here? Why is everything is a bit weird? Why is things a bit strange? It's like, what am I supposed to do with this? What am I supposed to... Now all this is happening. Mars is retrograding 17 degrees. He's 2 degrees away. He will retrograde up to the 15 degrees, and then he will station, go direct. So he's getting close to this kind of the end of the retrograde back. So it's like there's no oomph there. There's not much there. It's kind of like the warrior is kind of like he's trying to kickstart something, but he's being bashed back by all this kind of... He just finished his second squares to Jupiter, Saturn, Pluto. Now he's retrograded back. But it's still another square coming up later on. There's going to be another square. So that's Mars dynamic where he is. Now, again, I said, Sun is now in Scorpio. Mars, the true Scorpio, is retrograding in Aries, also his home sign. So it's kind of like, what is going on here? Why am I not in my power? What is this insecurity? Why, where's my needs? Where's my desires? What's happening to me? Where's my identity? Where am I identifying myself with? We all had like in 2020 a massive kind of smash, into our personality, into our reputation, into our business, into what we do in life, how we live our life. We all get kind of like a bam. Now I said, you know, don't be naive again. Don't let it take you by surprise. But there will be a third wave. I said it 2 weeks ago, and it's unfolding. Europe is in lockdown. UK is in lockdown. France have enormous case growth. Like Europe is already having the exponential kind of. They're already in the build-up of the parabolic third wave that I spoke about. The peak of the parabolic third wave will be on the day that the Jupiter will meet Pluto again for the third final time. What are we having in Australia here as well, in Melbourne? Okay, we're easing it up, but suddenly the news are coming out, and that school had a case, and now 800, 600 people, students are in kind of quarantine. Suddenly they bring in Australians from overseas, which I, on one hand, fully understand. They've been stuck overseas. On the other hand, we are kind of bringing risk into the system of our kind of hear what's going on. What will happen there? We don't know. We will see what will unfold from there. They've now been taken to, I think, Darwin. But we see the cases rising. Schools are opening up. Suddenly, businesses are opening up. Now we have the footy final. There were 30,000 people there. It's almost like in a different country, 30,000 people cheering in a stadium. We have members in our community from Byron Bay saying it's unbelievable different here. We are open and hugging and loving and free. And it's like we feel for you guys. So what is going on? Why is it only Victoria? Why are we still in lockdown? Because only a few cases. What is really happening? We don't know yet. None of us fully know yet, but we will very soon, because this is this thing. This is Sun into Scorpio. This is the secrets being revealed, the hidden truth exposed, disclosure and exposure. Mars is retrograding in Aries. Is like, I have to get out of this. I have to break free. I have to make some changes. What do I need to do in order to live my life? The moon is in the end of Aquarius right now. It's in Aquarius. It's kind of like, I don't know. I just don't feel anything. I'm disassociated, disconnected. I don't know what to connect with anymore. It's all just too overwhelming. It's all too scary. I don't know if I can confront it. I don't know if I can face it. Mercury retrograde saying like, hey, we have to get this thing. We have to find out what's really going on here. And how is it going to unfold now? Let's just look only on Mercury and Venus. This is quite cool. Pick it up. Mercury 2 degrees Scorpio, Venus 27 degree Libra. So Venus is now in the final degrees, critical degrees of Libra. Finalizing like the balance, equality, justice, fairness in the relationship. It's like, hey, what is fair? What is unfair? Where is the justice? Where is the balance? If I'm giving, I'm not receiving, what's going on here? If I'm receiving, I'm not giving, what's going on here? Am I demanding too much? Am I demanding too little? Like, where am I sacrificing myself? Reminding you, Scorpio, betrayal, abandonment, rejection. Where am I doing that to myself? Where am I doing that to my relationship? Where am I doing that to my life? Big, deep research. I urge people who are not well or are well and want to go deeper to pursue healing sessions this month, to pursue psychotherapy, healing, shamanic healing, spiritual healing, energy healing, counseling, talk about it, dig deep, go into the unconscious, subconscious, check what is going on. And yes, Guy, we've been preparing. Hello, Nikki Dan, beautiful girl. And Lonely Warrior. Hello, Lonely Warrior. Woohoo. So yeah, this is tomorrow early morning, 5:20. That's the kind of highlight, Sun, Mercury. But now pay attention to Mercury, the yellow sign, and Venus. And I'm gonna go through the days and I'm gonna show you. Look, Venus 28, Mercury 1. Mercury 0 degree, 20 minutes. Venus 29:37. So as Mercury retrograde back into the quiet beginning of Scorpio, Venus is coming into the final end of Virgo, the detox, the cleansing, purging, letting go, moving, and Mercury is back into this. And at the same time that Mercury is back there into zero, I'm going to move it into the exact moment. Here we go. Look at that, so tight. Look, Venus 29:56, Mercury 0:03. Let's move another hour. Here is Mercury 00, Venus 29:59. Like Venus is in the critical end minute of Virgo, Mercury is in the critical first minute of Scorpio, and both of them at the same time going into Libra. Vroom, from both ends. Look at that. Minutes. Here is. There you go. Mercury moved in 12:33 p.m. on Wednesday. Mercury moved back into Libra, where he was a few weeks ago. And there you go. And Venus, 12:41. Within 8 minutes, Mercury kicks into Libra, Venus kicks into Libra. And suddenly, what are we doing in Libra? We are talking, expressing, debating about our relationships. It's all coming to a head. All the process we've been processing for the last couple of months of the highlight of relationship. It's like, okay, let's talk about it. Let's be fair. Let's talk honestly, and let's be fair, and let's bring some justice to the table. And, you know, Mercury just had a taste of Scorpio. Now, reminding you, Mercury passed Juno, the goddess of marriage and relationships. He passed her, he stationed retrograde, and then he came back, and in both time he met her, it was in opposition to Uranus. Now, Uranus is kind of like, here is an insight for you. Here is a revelation. Something you didn't expect. Out of the blue. Out of nowhere. Aha. You've heard it. He said it. She said it. Oh, my God. A secret revealed. Something hidden. Unconscious message being given. I see the picture. Something clicked in. That happened when Mercury has opposed Uranus for the first time 3 weeks ago. Mercury moved on, met Juno. Let's talk about our sacred marriage, our sacred union, our sacred relationships. What's going on here in Scorpio? What are we keeping hidden from ourselves? Are we still happy or are we not? Do we really still want to be here or we not? Do we really still love each other or we don't? Do we still really want to connect with each other or we don't? Do I really still want to do this job or not? Do I still really relate to the way I make money or not? Is the way I make money is my passion? Is it like really kind of, am I in or am I not really in? This is on an intimate level of all fronts. And so Mercury met Juno, moved forward, stationed retrograde, and said, just a second. Before I continue with my investigation, I just received an insight from Uranus. And then I kind of spoke about it to Juno. But I'm still picking up that it triggered the process, but I still don't see it fully. I don't understand it fully. So let me go back a moment. Hey, Juno, what did you just wanted to talk about? Oh, in opposition to Uranus? So, hey, Juno. That's interesting. Okay, give me a moment now. I need to go back into Libra and communicate and express in a fair manner to try to create balance, justice, fairness, equality in my relationship. And because I'm doing that and it's very important, I'm going to ask Venus, the goddess of love, relationships, values, finance, to come together with me into Libra. And we're both going to come there from both ends. And I'm going to bring the reflection from the hidden revelation secrets that were revealed to me in Scorpio with Uranus, this futuristic realization about what I need to do and what I need not to do. Let me bring it into Libra for reflection, balanced reflection, making sure that it's like in alignment and it's fair to everyone. And then Venus will come in. And now Venus, this is happening on Wednesday. So there's a big shift on Wednesday happening. 12:40 p.m. is the exact, like around 12:30 p.m. Wednesday is a shift where suddenly the Mercury, the mind goes from the secret intensity, kind of like hyper vigilant, like looking into the details, trying to expose things, to understand what's going on, into Libra, a bit more kind of like, okay, let's just simulate some balance here. Venus moves from Virgo, detox, purge, anal, this is how it should look like, this is not how it should look like, you should talk to me like that, you should do that, and if you don't say that, it means that you are not that, and if you don't do that, this is not how it looks like, and love should be like that, and love should be like that, love should not be like that, and let love be. if you don't love me, don't tell me how to be so you could love me. Because if you want to love me, love me. If you don't want to love me, don't love me. It's okay. But don't tell me that I need to be me, not me, change me, in order to be loved as me by you. You get it? It's kind of like, hey, Mercury just realized that you're betraying yourself, you're cheating on yourself, you're abandoning yourself. He's coming to Libra and say, okay, let's present it to our partners. Let's sit. This is like Mercury into Libra, Venus into Libra. This is classic. This is like, let's sit on the table and let's talk honestly, in a balanced way, civil way, in a fair way. This is about justice. Justice for you, justice for me, justice for the entire family. Are you in? Are you really in? Because Scorpio is like, it's or you in or you're out. Not Scorpio. There's no gray areas. Scorpio is that. You die. You stay alive. Move on to the next place. This relationship, dead. This relationship can transform to the next phase. This relationship can be born. This relationship can start. Yeah, you can make love. No, you cannot make love because you are not really, no. It's like that Scorpio is like in or out. And if it's in, it's in. If it's out, it's out. And so Libra, Venus and Mercury coming on Wednesday into Libra. And it's like, let's just establish some peaceful understanding for balance and harmony, for fairness and justice. Are you into me or are you not? Now, I'm coming to this point knowing that it's uncomfortable. The sun moved into Scorpio when the moon was in Pluto, letting us know we're going to have to face these fears, these traumas that we don't want to face. It's this uncomfortable thing, but we have to, because we have to reveal what is keeping us away from a higher quality of life, from a better life, from a true meaningful life that we truly desire. Mars is retrospecting in Aries. Mars is questioning self-identity, self-value, self-purpose, insecurities, confidence, essence of self. Who am I? Who do I want to be? What's going on? I'm not living my life. Venus goes into Libra. It's like, yeah, we need to create some balance here. Mercury retrograde from Scorpio into Libra is like, I just had some revelations and we need to talk about it. What's really going on here? Right? And all this is happening as in the background, Uncle Jupiter is marching towards Pluto for the third final time, bringing everything into a crescendo of death, pandemic, evolution, transformation. It's coming. If you like it or not, it's coming. So yeah, there's going to be some conversations and should be conversations, but it should be done in a fair manner, Shouldn't be like kill or be killed, It's like, let's just be honest here. Let's just be truly honest here. Are you into me? Are you not into me? Do you want to be with me? You don't want to be with me. Do you want to be a part of this thing? Or do you don't want to be a part of this thing? Do you belong here or do you don't belong here? It's like, do you want to make love to me or you don't want to make love to me? And you don't really tell me you don't want to make love to me because you don't want to hurt me, but you don't want to make love to me. And then it's like, I'm waiting for you to make love to me. And then it's like, what? Let's fix this crap. What is this crap show? Let's be real. This is this time. Let's be real. I told you last week, rock the boat. Let's be real. Because I want to know who really wants to be on the boat with me. And it's okay if it's not like you and you and you and you. But if you want to be with me, that's what matters. That's all. Because I want to be happy with me. And so this is the interesting shift that is happening on Wednesday. Libra. Mercury retrograde to Libra and Venus retrograde into Libra. Now, the other thing that is happening on the same day, as Venus walked into Libra, as Mercury retrograde into Libra, pay attention to the sun here, 12 o'clock, 5 degrees in Scorpio. Aligning, quincunxing, Chiron in Aries, the wounded healer. Again, looking into the wound. Mars retrograde, 17 degrees here on your 6:30 o'clock, is going back, and who does he see? Look, who is he next to him? Chiron is like, again you? Again I have to face you? Again this insecurity, again this wound, again this pain, again. Mercury is like, yeah, again, because I just, something was shown to me, man. I cannot be the same because I know something now. Venus is like, yeah, we need to make everything right here. This is happening. This is the astrological chart, okay? That is based of things around the Earth. The Earth is the center. I'm going to show you now the chart. It's called the helio. Why? It's 5:55 already. My God. And we'll finish with that. In the helio is around the sun. Where is it? There you go. On the same day, on the helio, Jupiter is conjunct Saturn on the 1st degree of Aquarius. The new world. You can't make it up, man. You can't make it up. At the same time that Mercury retrograde to Libra and Venus goes into Libra, and they both kind of dealing and facing the things that were just revealed through that Scorpio opposition to Uranus. Here comes in the helio, Jupiter meets Saturn, and it's like, this is the new world, this is the new way, this is the new creation. This is amazing stuff, really amazing stuff. So I'll go back to the old chart and I'll tell you that the cycles that I wanted to tell you about, okay? Pay attention to this. Last time, Jupiter is going to meet Pluto. I said it. Let's see, I'll show you something I wanted to take you. Let's take to the... So yeah, this is now Monday, Tuesday. We said Wednesday is that shift when Mercury moves there. And as we move forward, the moon is traveling now to, by the way, this is another thing, that at the same time, moon is on the 29th degree of Pisces, and at the same time, this Venus and Mercury into Libra, Sun aligned with Chiron, feeling the wound. Guess what happened as the Sun aligns with Chiron? I'll show you. Bam, look, on your 3 o'clock. Moon. The moon in Aries on top of Chiron. We are feeling the wound. We are feeling this insecurity. We are feeling this crap that we don't want to feel anymore. As it aligns quincunx the sun in 5 degrees Scorpio, it's kind of like we are seeing it. We are looking into it. We're trying to understand it. What is going on here? Venus and Mars in Mercury in Libra are kind of coming like, what's going on? In the helio, Jupiter comes on top of Saturn on the 1st degree of Aquarius, initiating the new world. This is amazing. This is like intense, right? And this is like the 29th of October, a few days before election now. So as we go, the moon is traveling through Aries. It's going to go through everything. Then Mercury is retrograding, still back. And in the background on next Sunday, I see it will be the 1st of November. It will be a few days before the elections. The elections on the 4th in America, the 5th here. And here is Jupiter, 21 degrees, Pluto, 22 degrees. They're coming together for the third final time, which will happen. I think I said last week. And there we go. It will happen on the 13th of November. Friday the 13th. As if that's not spooky enough. Jupiter on top of Pluto, the ruler of Scorpio, which is kind of the kind of spooky feeling, spooky energy. Oh, and by that time, by the way, look at that. Mercury is already back in Scorpio. So Mercury retrograded back to the 25th degree of here. Retrograded back to the 25th degree Libra, and then move forward is back into Scorpio on the 2nd degree, and is in opposition to Black Moon Lilith, the goddess of discord, the rebellious goddess of discord. At the same time, the Jupiter and Pluto meet, and it's like, here we are, Sun is in 20 Scorpio, we're in the high peak of Scorpio season, and at the same time, the Sun is aligning with the Moon nodes, and it's like, we'll talk about that next week. But this is 2 weeks. This is a few weeks from now. I'm just showing you where it's all cooking to this Jupiter Pluto on the 13th of November, the crescendo of everything. So until then, discussions, revelation, conversation, I'll go back to now. This week, it's going to be this week that's going to present to us these opportunities to kind of like, Wednesday will be the shift. So we're still in Scorpio, we're still kind of like reflecting, revealing the hidden. Then Wednesday, Venus and Mercury moves into Libra, and we're kind of like, let's talk about it, let's be honest with each other, let's be real. This is our lives, this is our destiny, this is our karma. It's like, where do we belong, where we don't belong, what's for me, what's not for me, what do I want, what do I don't want. Let's talk about it. It's like, let's be honest with each other, and yeah, let's just pursue our truth and happiness. And this is all the things I wanted to talk to you about. I'll give you a few insights. So I said last time Saturn met Pluto was in 1517. We're looking at 500 years. When Saturn met Pluto in January, that's after 500 years. Then the last time we had Jupiter, Saturn, and Pluto in Capricorn was 1284. That's like almost 800 years. 700 years and 67. What is it? 800 minus 64. So 736 years ago was the last time that we had Saturn, Jupiter, Pluto in Capricorn like that, okay? Big cycles. Big cycles. Then Jupiter, Saturn. The last time Jupiter, Saturn met was in Taurus, here, in 2000, okay? Something happened, initiated in your 2000, when you kind of like, you started a new path, you invested in a new thing, you've kind of devoted yourself to a new thing, a new personality, a new identity, a new project, a new karmic contract, a new relationship. Something, established there in 2000. When Saturn met Jupiter in Taurus. Taurus is around safety, security, stability, money. That's why I'm talking about money a lot today, okay? Then in 2010, Jupiter was in opposition to Saturn. So in 2010, something happened that was the midpoint between 2000 and what's happening to you right now. When Jupiter is going to meet Saturn, is going to be on the 22nd of December, the solstice, in the 0 degree of Aquarius. And that will initiate a new cycle. So it's like in Aquarius, like in Taurus, it was more about like my possession, my values, my gold or my money or my business or my this or my this. And now we're going into Aquarius. It's kind of like suddenly we're going to discover how, other frequencies. We are kind of like going into whole new futuristic horizons, trying new things, it's very big. And the last time Jupiter-Pluto happened, this was in 2007, 2008. So what happened in your life in 2007, 2008, and a lot of times it's the opposite polarity to now. So Jupiter, Pluto, magnified death and, disempowerment or empowerment. 2007, 2008, I was a new immigrant in Australia. I just got married. We had no money. We had nothing. We literally lived on rice for a few months. We were collecting dollar coins for petrol. And, here I am, 13 years later, and I have Healing Delight, and I have the community, and I do what I do. And, I'm not in the same place I was back then. But I'm still not in the place where I want to be, but I can see how this time in my life is that shift into the whole new, better vibration. So that's another cycle for you to look at. The other cool cycle is that where Mercury retrogrades right now, it's the same degrees exactly that Venus retrograded in the end of 2018, October, November 2018. So what happened in your relationship, in your finance, in your values, in your money in the end of 2018, that now Mercury is retrograding on that territory of Venus retrograde of back then, assimilating, understanding, taking and making decisions, redefining. Very cool cycle. Very cool cycle. I want to end it also to remind you all that as from the 28th of October, or the 30th of October, There is the free festival running online called Vitality Festival. The website is vitavibeevents.com, VITAVIBEEVENTS.com, vitavibeevents.com. My beautiful friend Tanya is organizing it. She brought a lot of well-being personals, coaches, motivational speakers, yogis, meditators, counselors from all kind of fields of well-being industry, and we all volunteering and donating our time and our gifts in devotion to the frontline workers, to the nurses, to for whoever has been in the front line, nurses, teachers, you name it. If you've been serving our community from the front line and you've been struggling, holding space for everyone, this event is for you. But even if you haven't been on front line and you're struggling and you could use some good, free sharing, love sharing, education, empowerment, well-being, it will be an 8 days festival online. It's completely for free. So please go to the website and register yourself. I will do the full moon in Taurus on the 1st of November. Sound healing for that event. And so just go to that website and join in. It's for free. And, just take it on. Why not? Something there might be waiting for you and reveal something for you. And my pleasure. I love hearing all the nurses, teachers saying, yay, thank you. Awesome. You deserve it, beautiful people. You deserve it. Thank you so much for everything you've done for the community. I'm a frontline worker myself, a digital one, but still a frontline worker, so I know how it feels like. Once again, vitavibeevents.com. Go and register for free. Thank you all for your love and support. Thank you for your presence. If I haven't made it clear enough, do not wait any longer. Buy yourself some Bitcoin. Get yourself some Bitcoin. You're going to be thanking me, I promise you. Not a financial advice, a loving opinion. Get your money into Bitcoin. Don't wait. The time is not tomorrow. The time is not next week. The time is now. The time was last week. The time was last year. The time is now. You're still not late. Make it happen. Make sure you know what you do. Please, if you need help and guidance, come. This is what I'm here for. If you need assistance with healing sessions, I know many people don't understand it, but I do healing sessions. I help people. You can just contact me, book on our booking system, and would love to help you. We are in uncomfortable time, family. It's uncomfortable time, but do the work, face the music, be true. It's your transformation, it's your evolution. Don't fall for the facade. Dig deep in and find your hidden treasure. This is about us taking our life to a better place. I will see you next Sunday, as always. Sending you lots of love, lots of happiness, lots of blessing. And what do I want to play to you? Oh, that was intense, wasn't it? I wanted to play to you something that I had in mind. So I love you all. I'm going to leave you with this. Peace, love, and happiness. Remember to speak from a place of love, balance, understanding, to create harmony as you expose the hidden truth and face the music. Do not be afraid. When something is taken away from you, it's always for a better reason. Trust it. Do not be afraid. Trust it with love. I love you all. Buy yourself some Bitcoin. Don't let the rocket ship live without you. And it's a long term. Remind that for you. It's a long term. It's not a quick fix money. It's not buy now, sell tomorrow. No. You buy and you hodl. You hodl strong. Before I end, I need to do this. This is, most people won't understand it, but you will see why. This is for Theta TV, asking for the stream key, please, to make sure that I can promote some astrology, some spirituality alongside cryptocurrency on Theta TV. I would love to use your platform, so please get me your stream key, please. Thank you. And that's it. I love you all. Peace, love, and happiness to everyone. And is it playing? No.
true.